What's up, everybody? You know what I noticed? Everybody got a microphone, headphones, and a podcast. Everybody's a relationship expert now. Man, and these guys that be talking in their 30s and stuff, in their prime of their life, they done had tons of girlfriends. And the thing is, they done had tons of good girlfriends. But they didn't keep them because of maybe a flaw she had. Like I keep telling you, we all got flaws. Nobody's perfect. I mean permanent shit that you can't change. We all got permanent shit that you can't change, that you might not like about that person. But you gotta live with it. Nobody's perfect. And that's the reason these guys be messing up with girls, because they think they're gonna find a perfect girlfriend. Man, it's very unlikely that you're gonna be a virgin if she's in her 30s. You ain't gonna meet a virgin, and she might have children. I've always been lucky to meet girls with no children. I don't know why. I've always met girls with no children. I think I had like 1 or 2 girlfriends that had children. And I'm not talking about children that they had children, but the children stayed at their grandma's house or with the baby daddy. I've met girls. When I was in my 30s, I had girlfriends that didn't have babies. And they were some good girls. And, you know, me not knowing back then, I was looking for them to be perfect. They're not going to be perfect. TV and society has distorted our vision of what perfect is. You're not going to find a perfect girl. They're going to all have flaws. All men got flaws. But I ain't interested in men. But nobody's perfect. They always going to have something that you don't like. You just got to learn to live with it. Nobody's going to be perfect. But everybody talking about, you know, society, black people, we went through a phase where, and still to this day probably, is where they know women gonna have sex, and they know there's a chance of a woman getting pregnant, but they know she's not gonna be married because they know she gets benefits by not being married. Guys get benefits by not being married. Not being married is promoted and endorsed, but they don't say that. You know, society, the power structure does not want a father in the household. That's how it used to be back in the days when welfare came by. The man had to leave. I was watching that on Claudine the other day. Society said you couldn't have the power structure said they didn't want a man in the house. They never kicked the farmer out the house when he was getting some help. When the farmers get help, they don't split their family up and say you can't have a man in the house or you can't have a woman in the house. But black people, if you got a man in the house, they say you can't get welfare. But everybody gets some form of welfare when they come to America. If not, they will stay in their own country. Stop letting people tell you they don't get welfare. They get some form of welfare. Somebody pay for the boat ride over here or the plane ride over here. Somebody help find them apartments so quick. But when black families get welfare, they want the man out the house. Can't have a man in the house when you're on welfare. The housing projects is not made for a family. It's made for single women with babies. That's why it's called a project. It didn't start that way, but most things in America don't start a certain way. It's called social engineering. They start one way and end up another way. You start one way and then they end up another way. That's how society is made. That's called social engineering. But like back to what I was saying, you're not gonna find a perfect girl. Something's gonna be different about her. She's gonna do something that you don't like. But that thing that you don't like, you gotta learn to live with. If it's not detrimental to your health, if it's not killing you, if it's not messing up your finances or something like that, or if you gotta accept people the way they are, basically. You gotta accept people the way they are. It's real simple. Yup. People don't change. People say, oh yeah, people change. Okay. We argue about that all the time. Like I said, if people change, and you get with that person, that means you got to give them damn near you got to give them all this time to change. When are they going to change? Why sit and wait? I mean, you got to wait 10 or 20 years till they change. You got to accept people where they are, man. Real simple. But that's how society power structure want it. They don't want a man in the house. And they know when a man in the house, the boy going to act like his mother. If he ain't got no male role models around, he going to act like his mother. Boy, act like his mother. Doubtful, emotional, and finicky. He act like his mother. That's his role model. That's who he's gonna act like. That's why they promote that. They promote single parenting because they know ain't no male role models. And if the boy don't act like his mother, he goes out of his way to prove how macho and tough he is. Just over masculine. That's toxic too. We come from toxic foundations. The whole family structure is toxic in the black community. But that's where it's designed. Yep. What's that? Yo, that's my book, Corner Stores in the Middle of the Block. This is my other book, Don't Beat Your Children or They'll Turn Out Like Me. Get a copy. You can get them, they're available on Amazon, or you can get it from Cash App. And I'll send it to you myself. All right, y'all, take it easy.